With holistic design, what you're trying to do is create an agricultural production system that is well matched to the particular characteristics of a site and includes productive species that integrate well together, and each productive species has a variety of useful benefits within the entire agricultural production system that you're setting up. And really the overall guide as to the setup of that system is looking at a similar natural system and seeing how that natural system's organised, and letting that inspire the design of your own agricultural productive system. So we'll go through some of the different points of what a holistic design entails, and then we'll hit the particular points in a bit more detail in a series of following lectures. So the first point really is an understanding of the place. So you are aiming to have a good understanding of what the climate is like in a particular area, so what kind of ocean and atmospheric currents influence the weather patterns of that particular area, how far inland and what is the altitude of your production site, and what is the topography or the land shape like, and how much rain falls in that region, and what's the soil like in that region. Because all these factors will help determine what types of plants and animals will be the best suited to the particular conditions and provide the best yield, the best productive yield within that particular agricultural system. And sometimes it's kind of taken for granted within the local agricultural community to grow certain types of things, but it can really pay to do your own research too, because there may be other opportunities of production that other people haven't considered that are well suited to the particular characteristics of a site. The next point is really making sure that whatever production type you do choose, there's a good market for. So you don't want to waste your time producing any type of nuts or fruits or animal product that is not well accepted by the local markets or some established overseas market that you're going to export to. You've got to make sure that you've got good free access to a market that has a good demand for your product. The other thing is really the integration of your different production types. So you're aiming to replicate a natural system, and in a natural system there's a variety of plants and shrubs and herbs integrated with animals and insects and birds, and they harmonize together as a balanced ecosystem. So within your own production system, you're trying to look at a similar natural system and be inspired by it, and look at what kind of plants and animals and birds exist in that natural system, and seeing how you can substitute the wild type of species with a productive agricultural species, but still maintain that balance and dynamic that you see in the natural ecosystem. And also with whatever species you do pick, selecting those which have multiple benefits. So it's not just a production of a certain yield, so it's not like just growing chickens to produce eggs, but producing chickens because not only do they produce eggs, but they can be mixed in with an orchard system. They can help eat the pests in that system and break the pest cycles. They can eat the weeds around the base of the trees. They can fertilize those trees with their manures. So you're getting a production system with a range of positive benefits. And then when you get a few different production systems established, so chickens, maybe nut trees, maybe a couple of fruit trees, maybe some berry plants, how can they best be integrated together, and how can those animals be moved through those production systems in the most beneficial way? The last few points are really, again, being inspired by natural patterns. So what do those systems look like in nature, and how does the organisation of those systems inspire you in the development of your own systems? And what is the stages of implementation? So being a design process, it's really doing your research and getting the information on your climate, your topography, your market factors, to inform what is the best choice of production species and which species will have the most multiple benefit and which ones will fit together the best in a production system. And then the stages of implementation. So often you need to establish a pioneer species, and they help increase the fertility of a landscape. And then as the fertility increases, you can establish other types of species, like maybe fruit and nut trees that are more productive. But there's generally a long-term progression in the development of a system, and you've got to be able to see where you're entering into that progression at. So it might be right at the start when that system's been degraded to quite a poor state, or it might be midway through where that system's got quite a lot of diversity and fertility in it, and you're adding to that diversity and complexity and fertility by overlapping a few different types of production systems. So it's really locating within that time frame of development where you're entering into it at, and how you need to develop it moving forward.